Good evening, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Please let me know if you can hear me. I am trying to still enjoy my vacation as well as do the work that I have been gifted to do, which includes me coming on here every Wednesday to do our weekly live Q&A. Thank you for Peace, Love, Pooch for joining the live. Married by Rev Roxy, you definitely were here first. Cashmere Dawn, thank you for joining. Coffee Brown Sugar, love that name. Thank you. Thank you, Simply Isis, for joining. Brittany Johnson, if you are new to my page and this is the first time that you have ever joined the live, this is the first time you've ever seen my face live, please let me know who you are and where you are from so that we can appropriately greet you in the land of love. So I've made a couple of mistakes. It was on purpose and then it became problematic starting this situation. So the first thing is I did not bring a secondary device. So in order for me to answer your questions, I need to go on Instagram, swipe up, see the questions. So my husband was kind enough to give me his phone where I screenshotted your questions, texted it to him, and now I'm going to make an effort to I am balancing the phone between my knees so I can read the questions and be live with y'all at the same time. All right, they're starting the music on the beat. So please do let me know if you can hear me. As soon as I start, that's when they want to start playing music. Okay, anyway. Hi, Melissa from Long Beach. Thank you for joining. Stephanie from Orlando. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alyssa's from Atlanta. Thank you for joining. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so I have a session at 6, and I have a ton of questions that I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know I normally promise that I'm going to get through everyone's question, and that is my promise to you. That is not going to happen probably moving forward, but I'm going to do my best to keep it brief so that everyone gets an opportunity to get this free advice. If I don't get to you or you need some more depth, I want you to click the link in my bio and you can book a session so that we can get into the issue that's at hand. Welcome from the Bronx. Okay, so first question. When is it appropriate to get a gift for someone, but the two of you are not exclusive? When is it appropriate to get a gift for someone, but the two of you are not exclusive? This is a woman who's asking because context matters. I just have to tell you that I think that it's kind of a bit of a silly question. Like, I don't think that there needs to be any level of exclusivity to purchase a gift. Now, I don't know what you're talking about in terms of like how expensive is this gift. Are we talking about a car? Like what are we talking? Are you paying off people's student loans? Because if you are, Joe Biden's not paying my loans, pay mine, please. But what kind of gift are we talking about here? If it's something minor, if it's something sweet, if it's something that you saw and you thought of them and it was no hurting to your pockets, and buy the dang gift. Especially if that's your love language. If gift giving is your love language, then buy the gift if it's small. Now, if we're talking about something that's more grand, if you're talking about something that you feel should be exclusive to someone that you are dating exclusively, then you wait. But if it's something that's minor, we're talking about, a $50 cologne, a shot glass when you go on vacation with your friends, buy the dang gift. If you thought of them and you think that they're special and you think that they would appreciate it, then please go ahead and do that, okay? I see folks asking how this works. Can someone please share with Tam, how does the live work, okay? Hey, Get Fit with Tiff, you just joined, so you know that you are the official, unofficial informer. Please let Tam know how it all works. Okay, next question. Okay, this is a bit long. Watched your free video sometime in February and got to know what I thought was I don't know what my spesh means. I'm not cool enough. Okay. I think she means like the person she was dating. Okay, so watched your free video sometime in February and got to know what I thought was my special person. Wasn't really my special person with the vetting process. I'm now in a relationship and I've been happier and felt more loved thanks to all that you do. You are impacting lives and I'm stuck on your page daily. Well, thank you very much. That was very sweet of you. So let me tell y'all something. I love y'all and I appreciate this. However, this is what I need from you. If you have received advice from me, which has been beneficial to your life, I'm going to need you to send it to me in a DM. I'm going to need you to help me help my business so I can screenshot it and repost it. So thank you for the kudos. But if I have done anything that has helped you in any regard for the paid or for the free, I'm going to need a little bit more of a formal testimonial. Okay. Thank you, boo. Next question. Single mom to 10-month-old. Single mom to 10-month-old. How do I tailor dating and find a suitable partner as a mom of a young kid? Single mom to 10-month-old. How do I tailor dating and find a suitable partner as a mom of a young kid? Okay, so mom, you may not like my answer. My answer is going to be that I would not start dating yet. I just wouldn't. If I had a 10-month-old child, then I would hold off. And the reason why I say hold off is not because, I don't know your capacity to date. I don't know how much support you have. I don't know what your life is like, right? But I can only imagine that a 10-month-old is practically a newborn, right? I'm no OBGYN, but that's practically, like, I cannot imagine, even with all the supports in the world, what I've heard from moms is that there's no support that is good enough. You're still tired, you're still overwhelmed. If you're breastfeeding, forget it, right? So I would imagine that your life is a bit hectic right now. And so anyone who is living an extremely hectic life, which we're going to get to another question about people living hectic lives, anyone who's living a hectic life should hold off until there's stability in their life. That includes financial stability. That includes your home situation where you live is stable. Like, I don't believe that you should be making an effort to introduce anyone into a life that's not stable. If I'm building a home, right, and I'm not an architect, or I guess architects don't build homes. I don't know, people who build houses, right? If I'm building a home, if my foundation is not laid appropriately, I'm not then going to add the first floor and add the second floor. Why? So it could all fall over. And then who's at fault? Who's to blame for that, right? Me. I'm going to make sure that my foundation is set. So to answer your question, as a single mom to a 10-month-old, I wouldn't be tailoring dating to find a suitable partner because I wouldn't be dating. I would make sure that my life is stable first, whatever that stability might look like for you. I don't know if that means your child's 1.5 years. I don't know if that means your child is 2 years old. I don't know what that might look like for you, but I can only imagine, and I'm not a mom, I can only imagine that a 10-month-old and the life that a single mom is living with a 10-month-old is too unstable to try to introduce anyone else to it. And that's what partnership is about, right? Like the building of two lives together. Okay? So that's the answer on that. I have some folks who are relatively in agreement. You need stability first. I wouldn't be worried about dating with a newborn. Agreed. Okay. I'm glad we seem to be on the same page. Next question. We've been together for 2 months. And I want to live with him. How should I ask him? We've been together for 2 months. I want to live with him. How should I ask him? Why do you want to live with someone that you've only known for 2 months? Right? And this is some of the limitations of live Q&A. And I enjoy doing it. Like, clearly I'm on vacation. I'm still with y'all. But context, right? Like, why? Why can't daily conversations like most adults are able to do be enough? Why can't going out on a date on a Friday, every Saturday be enough? Why can't sleeping over be enough? Should you ask him? No, because I don't understand why you desire this in the first place. So don't ask him. Stay your ass in your house. That's where you belong. I don't know if you're living in a bad situation and that's why you want to move in, but that's a terrible reason to move in. If you're moving in because your situation sucks, then what you need to do is work on your situation so it no longer sucks and not use someone. And again, I'm just throwing out scenarios. I'm not saying this is you in your life, but not use someone because their situation is more comfortable than yours. That sucks. You don't know him. Please. Okay. You don't fully know him just yet. And Aaliyah, I would even say, I mean, you really probably will never fully know anyone, but come on, this is ridiculous. 2 months, why? Why can't you spend the weekend? Spend the weekend, please. Aaliyah says, baby, please don't. 2 months is way too soon. Tiff says, I have too many questions. Millionaire Cher says she wants to be in his skinny. Maybe you just want to be close to him. Sleep over on the weekends. Like, this is too much and it's too fast. Oh, Miss Brown Sugar says, has he brought it up? So So has he even invited you? Is there even a desire there? Yeah, yes, Nancy, there are many too unknown. So the quick and fast answer is you should not ask him, because I feel like 2 months is too soon to be moving into somebody's space. And I think that Brown Sugar has an excellent point to say, has he even brought it up to you? Has he positioned it to you? If he hasn't even suggested it, then I would imagine that he doesn't have a desire for you to move in, especially so quickly. Okay? So this person asked 2 questions, the next person. And you know me, I got a 1-question rule because I can hardly get through the questions I got. However, I need to read both because the 2 questions together give context. Okay? Okay, so I'm breaking my own rules for today. Do I continue a relationship with a financially unstable man? Do I continue a relationship with a financially unstable man? Her next question was, allowing a man to move in after 4 months of dating bad? Question mark. So again, we're breaking the rules because this helps with context. Do I continue a relationship with a financially unstable man was her first question. And then she moved on to say, allowing a man to move in after 4 months of dating bad, is it a bad thing? Okay. So Alison, I just told 2 women. I told one woman that I don't believe that she should be dating just yet as a mom of a 10-month-old. I just said that because her life needs stability. So I told that woman that she needs to be accountable for a stable life, right? I then also said to the second woman who's looking to move in with some guy after 2 months, is it because you're looking for stability? Because if that's the case, then that's inappropriate. So I just held 2 women accountable. Before anybody come for me, I just held 2 women accountable to say that you need to be stable in your life. I'm going to say the same thing about this man. I, at 37, man, I'm a year and a half ahead. At 35 plus, about to be 36 in a couple months, I am not going to involve myself in a relationship with anyone who is seemingly unstable in any form or facet. I'm not, right? Now, if this was 27-year-old Alison, and I don't know the age of this woman, 27-year-old Alison was a little bit more flexible because 27-year-old Alison was still overdrafting. 27-year-old Alison was barely paying the rent and my student loan and my car note, right? I think I paid off my first car when I was like 27. So 27-year-old Alison, I'm unstable, you unstable, we unstable together, right? 35-year-old Alison, I believe that people who are unstable, just like I told the mom of 10 months, just like I told the other young lady who wanted to move in, and we're surmising that maybe because her living situation ain't right, I told them they need to get stable. This man needs to get stable too. So absolutely no. I would not sign up for that. Yeah, we don't know what makes him financially unstable. Obviously, we don't have the context here, but this is just based on the information that's being shared. Okay? Kashmir says, I'm not here to judge, but if he's financially unstable, he shouldn't be dating at all. He should wait until he's stable, okay? I don't think financial instability should be the only reason to stop, but it got to be something else. Okay. My process 20 says, I have been separated from my spouse for 7 months. I have filed for divorces. Oh, girl, we can't ask questions here, okay? So the way that, let me reintroduce. My name is Alison. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. I do this free live Q&A every Wednesday around 5 p.m. Eastern. How it works, and unfortunately I don't have my second device because I always show what I do. How it works is that I put in my stories from Tuesday to Wednesday at 5 for you to drop whatever questions you have so I can have it organized and I can plan accordingly. So unfortunately, I do not have time to take questions during the live. The questions have to be put in my stories before the live. It's up there for 24 hours. Okay? All right. Yeah, what's up with all this moving in business? Okay, so we answered that first part. Should she continue? I would not. Okay, not at this big age. So the second part is allowing a man to move in after 4 months of dating. Is that bad? Well, again, assuming that it's because he's financially unstable, yes. No one should be moving in with, and look, I'm from New York. I'm from New York City. I'm from Brooklyn. Second highest rent after Manhattan. Probably, if Brooklyn was a city, probably top 10 rents in the country, right? Still, it is not a good idea for folks to be moving in with each other unless they are roommates who are platonic and are not sexually involved and not romantically involved. It's not a good idea for people to be moving. Come on, fly. It's not a good idea for people to be moving in together if it's simply for financial stability. It's not a good idea, right? Unless they are roommates who are not romantically involved, and then that is the direct reason why you have a roommate, right? So you could pay the rent. In this case, we're not mixing romance with poor finances and saying, move on in with me because you are broke. Move on in with me because you are half homeless. Like, we're not doing that. We're absolutely not doing it. Okay? Okay. Next question. Oh, someone said something. I want to read this. Is the male dating pool that jacked up? Damn, I feel bad for my sisters. Keep searching and be patient. I mean, the question that was right before this was about a woman who was trying to move in with a man, what I found prematurely. So I wouldn't say that the male dating pool or the female dating pool is jacked up. I would say that, yes, there's going to be some problems in the pool, but then, hey, I was single at some point and I was in the pool, right? I'm sure you were single at some point and you were in that same pool. So to say that there aren't valuable people in the pool, I think is inaccurate. And we're going to get to this question later on. The older you get, the more complicated it becomes. Yes, right? Because there are more people who are marrying off, more people who are whatever. But people are also reintroducing themselves into the pool as they get older too. As they get older, they get divorces, they separate. Hopefully there's somebody like Shaq who has some reflection, is honest about the impact that they had in their relationships and why their relationships failed, and they're at fault and they're taking responsibility. Sometimes spouses pass. Like, people are also re-entering the pool. Okay? Okay. See? There's people that are still in the pool. Right? All right, beautiful people. Let's move on. 2 months in, and he says he loves me first. I feel the same, but is this too soon? 2 months in, and he says he loves me first. I feel the same, but is this too soon? I think it really depends on the situation at hand. For me, I don't think that I would be fully aware or have spent enough time with someone or have seen them through enough to make a decision. Because I do think that falling in love is partly a decision. I don't think that I would be in a position to make that statement so quickly, to say that I was in love, if that's what they mean, in love, within 2 months. I think that that's a little quick. But I also don't think that that's everybody's story. So I'm not going to say there's a hard and fast rule that says folks can only fall in love after 7.5 months. Like, there are no hard and fast rules. For me, I can't imagine feeling like I knew someone thoroughly enough to say that I was in love with them within 2 months of meeting them. But I'm also not saying that that means that you're not in love or he's not in love. What I will say is, if you feel the same way, then you should say so. If you feel the same way, then you should say so. I don't think that you should keep it secret because you're afraid of what people will think or what the potential repercussions could be for your relationship. If you feel it, say it. Okay? See, a lot of folks who are in the pool, see, it's not that bad. Okay? Let's keep it moving. I got a session in 28 minutes and I'm trying to get through as many questions as possible. Yes, Millionaire Share. I'm here to support. Let me take a little quick commercial break. So, if you want your questions answered, you are in a relationship or you're in a situationship and you need some support and you need some guidance, then I am here to help. I have a bachelor's degree in education. I have a master's degree in counseling. I have a master's degree extension in mental health counseling, and I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I've been doing this for almost 2 years. Check out the testimonials on my page. You will see I got the rings for the things. Okay, so I help people find the partner that they deserve. So that's if you're in a relationship and you're struggling. If you are single, I have full-on coaching programs. One of them called The Partner You Deserve, where I help people to find that right one for them. All you have to do is click the link in my bio and you can schedule a 15-minute consultation call and we could talk about how my coaching program will help you. That is not a free session. I do not do free sessions. As a matter of fact, that's a lie. This is our free session right here, right? So I don't do free sessions. But if you want to talk about the program because you're single, consultation. If you're in a relationship and struggling and need some support, book a session. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Tiff, for that. Let's keep it moving. So, where were we? Okay. What advice can you give to someone engaged to a guy with 2 kids from his previous relationship? What advice can you give to someone engaged to a guy who has 2 kids from a previous relationship? Okay, so this is what I will say. What I will say is that, and I say this with full-on respect, you kind of needed this advice before you were engaged, right? Now, it doesn't mean that it's too late, like, oh my God, I'm engaged, and so now I can't change my mind, or it doesn't mean that I can't change my behavior or the way that I behave in this relationship. Even if you were married, you still can. But I think that the conversation around needing specific support with someone who has 2 children from a previous relationship and you're engaging with them should have happened before the engagement. All right. But we also don't cry over spilled milk over here, right? Like, it's because this is where we are. So what advice can I offer? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a conversation with your fiance about what is acceptable parenting practices, which again, kind of should did before the engagement. This is where we are now. So what are acceptable parenting practices? What is your role in his eyes? What is your responsibility in his eyes? What is acceptable and what is unacceptable? These are conversations that folks should be having before they have children together, right? He had children before you. So now that we're here and the children are here, it's going to be, well, what are your thoughts on spankings? What are your thoughts on punishment? Like all that. So you want to get that from your partner first. Then, because guess what? Your partner is not, presumably, your partner is not the only parent to these children, right? You didn't mention anything about the mother of the children, but presumably these children have mothers or a mother. So then the next conversation, and I hope and pray that you have a good relationship with their moms, because I will tell you, for me, I'm not going to marry a man unless that man has a good, and if he has children, unless he has a good relationship with the mother of his children, and if she's willing to build a relationship with me. I'm not doing it. There's enough strife in the world, and I don't need no beef with nobody's mother. Okay? All right. So this is when we gotta remove people from lives when they're rude. Okay? Thank you. So I say all that to say that after you've clarified with your partner as to what his expectations are of you as a bonus mom, you now need to have that conversation with their mother. What boundaries does the mother have? Is she for or against any kind of spanking or physical whatever? Are you for and against it? I don't know. I'm just talking, right? In terms of punishment, in terms of tone, like where does she see that you fit in this as a potential bonus mom? I'm going to get clarity. Like, to me, that's the number one thing. It's my role and responsibility according to my partner and the mother of his children. That's number one. Most important piece of advice. Then number 2 is to try to build the best relationship you can with these children, because these children are going to be a priority in your fiance, future husband's life, which means that they're going to be a priority in your life, right? Even if they don't primarily live with him, they're going to be there on weekends. If the 2 of you have children, you don't want them to feel left out. You don't want their story to be in therapy when they're 30 years old about their wicked stepmother. So step 1, get super clear on what the boundaries are from your partner and their mother. Step 2 is going to be, and the perfect person just entered the room. Step 2 is going to be to build the best relationship that you can. Now, Randy Rosario, she is in the building. She just came in. She wrote a book about co-parenting. So Randy, if you could go ahead and I don't know if you could put your @ or something clickable. I don't know if the comments allow that. But for those who are struggling in the co-parenting space, Randy, if you could go ahead and give us something that we can use as a resource, because the question I just received was about co-parenting. In my opinion, that's how I took it. Then I think that folks need as many resources as possible. Okay. But as I said, I am not a parent. Randy is. Based on my expertise of study, not in practice. Number 1, I need to get super clear on what the boundaries are, what my partner expects from me as a bonus mom, what that mom expects from me from a bonus mom. And then secondly is going to be build a relationship as close as possible with those people. Thank you, Ty Baby, for calling me refreshed. I feel a little burnt, but whatever. What is the book called? I am not sure. So I hope she just came in. I hope she didn't come in and come out. Maybe she's typing it as we speak, and she's going to go ahead and put it in the comments. But her name is Randy Rosario. Okay, so worst come to worst, if she dipped out, it sounds exactly the way that it's spelled. Randi Rosario. Okay? Let's keep it going. How soon is too soon to exchange numbers? I noticed that on the dating apps, most want to exchange quickly. How soon is too soon to exchange numbers? I noticed that on the dating apps, most want to quickly. Okay, so let me tell you my opinion. And I've had people push back, and everyone has a right to their opinion once they stay respectful, so I don't have to block them. Good. I am a proponent of sharing your number. I'm not a proponent of sharing your Google number or a fake number. Share your dang number. People say, oh, they can Google it, they can find you. Look, if somebody wanted to stalk you and find you and hurt you, they will, right? I'm going to share my number. I am not going to hold back. I am not going to be nervous or afraid. And I'll tell you why I'm against Google Voice. I am against Google Voice because everyone knows it's a Google Voice number. So I feel like you're setting yourself up for the beginnings of a relationship, right? Where there's like a lack of trust. People do not check the apps frequently. Thank you, Tiff. You've been with me. You've been with me since the beginning. People don't check. So what you feel is ghosted is just somebody who didn't check the apps in a week. But we always have our hands in our phone in our hands. So I am a proponent of exchanging those numbers expeditiously. Now, whether or not you decide to go out very quickly would be your choice, right? If you feel safe, if you feel comfortable, if you don't want to physically go out and meet somebody in person yet, I get that. But exchange the damn number, get to know people, because folks don't be checking the apps like that. And then now you're going to think that you're ghosted, or you're going to think the conversation's gone dry. It's gone dry because the platform that you've chosen is not a platform that people tend to check frequently. Exchange the numbers. And I would agree that I do find in my practice that gentlemen tend to ask for numbers quickly, and I support it. I think that that's showing that he's interested and he wants to take it to the next level, whatever the next level may be. And of course, you're going to be a part of dictating that. But good, I'm glad. Ask me for my number, just like we wouldn't. Look, dating apps are virtual bars. Dating apps are virtual brunch. Dating apps are virtual coffee shops. Like, it's just an opportunity for you to make the connection. After you've made the connection on the dating app, the expectation is that you take that conversation, or you take that connection, and then you bring it into real life when you feel safe enough to do so. Dating apps are not that complicated. We make it seem like it's a whole thing. It is a virtual bar. It's just a place where people meet initially. You take that initial meeting like you would have if you met in a public space for 15 minutes and had a quick convo. You take the number, you take the contact info, maybe it's an Instagram, whatever you want. You take that stuff and then you run with it, or don't. But it's really not as complicated as folks like to make it seem, okay? And there's no shame attached to it. This is not 1999. Next question. All right, this is a good one. I've been getting a lot of military. There's somebody in the military who's sharing my Instagram, and I appreciate it because I've been getting a lot of military inquiries and calls. How do I date long-term as a military girl that always moves from city to city? How do I date long-term as a military girl that always moves from city to city? Okay, so this person also may not like my answer. Stability. I love you too, pieces. Stability. This goes back to the first question. This goes back to the second question. This goes back to the third question. It is important that before we try to introduce people to our own lives, that we are living a stable one. This is why I do not recommend starting relationships that are long distance. Now, if you're already dating someone, if you're already seeing someone, if you're already committed to someone, and they have an opportunity of a lifetime, and you let them go and explore that, and you make an effort, right? Fine. That's one thing. I'm already invested. I already know what I'm getting. Long distance relationships are complicated, but I feel like you can work it out if you really want to, right? It's something different if I am starting my relationship where I don't know you. I'm starting this relationship long distance. I am not a proponent of starting long distance relationships. As a result, for this young lady who asked, as a military person who's constantly going city to city, how do you manage building a long-term relationship? Again, you're not going to like my answer. You don't. You don't. So what I would say is that you need to find some stability. If you are in a position to be stationed, I might not be using the right language, sorry. If you're in a position to be stationed somewhere for a long term, for a year, for 18 months, let's do that. Or let's finish out your contract, however long it may be, complete your service, and thank you for your service. Do that and then date. But if you're going to be hopping around month to month, and I don't know the level of consistency of hopping around we're talking about, then I don't think that it's a good idea to make an effort to try to build. I don't even think it's practical. I'll be honest with you. And especially, and you also may not like this, especially you being a woman in the military, to find a gentleman who is really serious about committing to you, knowing that you're going to be out the door in 2 weeks and then he could run willy-nilly. I don't think that that's very practical. Now, if it were the other way around, and that might be sexist, but whatever, if it were the other way around and we were talking about a gentleman, I would also plead that you have some level of stability. But I can understand that women tend to be more likely to accept a long distance relationship when their man is in service compared to a woman. Get the stability, then come back around. And if that means it's going to take you 2 years to finish out your contract or what have you, finish it out, get stationed, and then you can have what you're looking for in that regard. Okay? I agree. Starting long distance relationships are recipes for disaster. Don't start them. If they fall into your lap, then fine. Someone has a great opportunity that they can't let go of. You don't want to be the person who stops them from this opportunity, then fine. But I'm not starting a relationship long distance. Like, I'm not going to do it. Okay? All right. Is it possible to build a future with someone who is financially insecure, lives with dad in late 20s? Is it possible? Okay, so now the way that you asked this question, is it possible? Yes. Would I do it? Again, going back to our question earlier, late 20s, I would do it. That may be a grave mistake, but in late 20s, I would do it. I would date someone who was, and again, all right, I'm in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn. Living at home with your parents in Brooklyn is not the same thing as living at home with your parents in Tallahassee, right? So I may be biased because I have a New York City bias of I'm doing good and I'm not doing good in New York, right? Like, you could do good and still not do good. So for me, in my 20s, in my late 20s, I would date a gentleman who wasn't financially secure. I'm no longer in my 20s. Okay. The question was, is it possible to build a future with someone who is financially insecure, lives with dad in late 20s? For me, I would. Late 20s, not the end of the world. When I was in my late 20s. For me, now, mid 30s, I would not. Okay? And I think that, again, age makes the difference. Okay? Good As Bell says, facts. Let's see, we have some other people who are commenting, waiting on you. Nope. All right, I'm moving on because I got 14 minutes into my session. Okay. Whew. This is a heavy one. I saw this one that came in and I haven't formulated an opinion yet. Can you make your way back from infidelity? You are the cheater. Sorry, y'all, I'm on the beach and stuff is biting me. Can you make your way back from infidelity? You are the cheater. Yes. With professional assistance. Is it possible? Yes. Both parties want to work it out? Yes. You need to get professional assistance, and that professional assistance is not aligned with Alison. I do not fancy working with couples, and I do not have the skill set to work with couples who are working through infidelity. But I will tell you who does. Let me see if I can think of his Instagram and put it in the comments. I hope I get it right. Talk to Mac. That ad is absolutely wrong, I'm sure. But what you're going to do is you're going to search Talk to Mac. He is a therapist. He specifically works with couples through infidelity, and he can support you. It's all about finding the right professional. I was speaking with somebody via DM the other day, and she was saying how she's been attached to this guy for 2 years. She's had other breakups before, but there's something that she can't shake with him, and she's gone through therapy, and it hasn't helped. I said, you haven't gone to the right therapist. It's not that therapy doesn't work. You haven't gone to the right professional. My Lash Check just joined the live. I don't go to my Lash Check to do my hair. Then I would say, oh my God, Lash Checks are terrible. No, I go to my Lash Check to do my lashes, right? I go to my eyebrow person to do my eyebrows. I go to my hair person to do my hair. Like, you have to find the right professional for you. Thank you, Rosetta. She put it in the chat. Talk to Mac_therapist. Talk to Mac_therapist. That is who I would recommend. This is what he does for a living. He does an excellent job. He works with couples who are going through, thank you, the self-care mentor, who are going through infidelity issues. Okay, so that is the professional that you reach out to. Is it possible if both parties want it? Yes. He has the results to prove it, and let him know that Align with Alison sent you. Okay, we got 12 minutes. Okay, and 8 questions is not going to happen. But I'm going to go to this one because this one's good. Should you hold a guy down when he is in jail, or is that a waste of time? Should you hold a guy down when he is in jail, or is that a waste of time? So, my first answer is he in jail because of you? I want to know why he's in jail. I was just watching a movie, a Nicolas Cage movie that's terrible, right? Nicolas Cage's movies are all terrible, but one movie that I really liked was Con Air. Con Air is a movie that Nicolas Cage is in the 90s. He went to prison for manslaughter because his wife was being attacked in a bar, and he went to pull the man off of his wife. And when he did that and he got into the bar fight, the man hit his head against the bar and died. So he went, right, did you go to jail for me? Now, we do have a lawyer that's on here, Rosa, that's on here. If you went to jail for me, then I kind of feel obligated to hold you down, right? Outside of that extraordinary case, especially if you were doing something that I specifically told you not to do. All right, well, let me take a step back. What does hold you down mean? Does that mean sending funds? How good was our relationship? How supportive were you? What other supports do you have? Like, if I could send some funds and it's no sweat off my back and you were a good man and a good person who may have gotten swept up in the wrong thing, or if you were innocent, then hold you down. You are my friend at this point. I would hold down Paris. I would hold down JoJo. I would hold down Shaki. I would hold down Shirley. I would hold down Tanika, right? So I can hold down Tyrone. If you mean wait around, no. We're not waiting around, okay? Thank you, though. Let's move on. Any advice for dating for ages 40 and up? Is it unwise to date a person who's childless? Any advice for dating for ages 40 and up? Is it unwise to date a person who is childless? Okay, so let me answer the second question first. Why would it be unwise to date someone who's childless? Is it that you want children and so your concern is that if they're 40 plus and they haven't had children yet, maybe they don't want any? That's the only thing I can imagine. Usually childless people or single people are the more desirable ones. So I don't see why or how it could be unwise to date someone who's childless, unless your fear is, man, he's 45 and he hasn't had any children yet and I want children. And so maybe I shouldn't date him because if he wanted children, he would have had them yet, which I think is a presumption I would not take. Perhaps the person he was seeing before you didn't. I mean, there's so many circumstances, so I don't think that's unwise. Any advice for dating for ages 40 and up? The only advice that I have for someone who's 40 and up is that if you choose to use dating apps, which I think that you should, I think that we should use every opportunity that's available out there, both in person and online, then make sure that the dating apps that you choose are for people who are 40 and up. How do you do that? You are going to Google the top 5 dating apps in your city. That's number 1. You are then going to Google, I'm sorry, I'm distracted because they're having a beach party and it's a lot. So I'm going to Google the top 5 dating apps in my city, and then I'm going to Google what the statistics are on said apps. Like, how old is the average person on Bumble? How in Charlotte? How old is the average person on Hinge in Chicago? Like, that is what I'm going to do. Beautiful one. In my recommendations, it's a long answer, so I answer it on my page under frequently asked questions. So when this live is done, you're going to go to my page, you're going to go to the highlights, frequently asked questions. People always ask me which apps I recommend. The answer is long, and so that's where you're going to go to get the answer, okay? Or like me, I'm 40, I don't want any more, I need a guy without kids who doesn't want any more. Okay, yeah, that's fair. She's referring that maybe he will want kids and don't. All right, media group, you're going to have to help me up a little bit. All right. Is it unwise to date a person who is childless? It depends. Do you want to raise, like, I need more. Okay. But again, the advice I'd recommend for dating at 40, if you're on dating apps, look for apps that have people who are in your age group or the age group that you want to date. Okay. It would suck for you to be on a wrong dating app where everybody's 25 and they're not interested in you or interested in where you are in your life. Okay. He's been in the country 2 years, ambitious, but currently earns much less than you. He's been in the country 2 years, ambitious, but earns much less than you. Then it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, yay or nay. He's been in the country for 2 years. Presumably you've been in the country for 30. You should be earning more than him. He's ambitious. He will eventually earn more. I would give him a chance. Fast answer. He's been in the country for 2 years, ambitious, but currently earns much less than you. He's been in here for 2. You've been in here for 30. Let the man catch up. He's ambitious. It'll be fine. He earns less than you. He will probably out-earn you sooner rather than later. I would not be concerned about that too much. I honestly wouldn't be concerned if he earned much than you for the rest of your life. Right? Now, much less, I don't know how much less is, but I do not believe that a man needs to out-earn his woman in order for the relationship to be successful. I just don't believe it. Okay? Someone asked the same question about what's a good app for single moms. Go ahead and check out my highlights. You're going to go to frequently asked questions, and I answer that question about apps and how to choose them. Okay? How do you tastefully slide into a man's DM to let him know you're interested, kind of nervous? How do you tastefully slide into a man's DM to let him know you are interested, kind of nervous? By sliding into the DM, you've already insinuated that you're interested. Women don't just DM men, especially single women don't DM single men just to say hello and your tie look nice, right? So by default, by you reaching out, that is already the insinuation that you're interested. You can just say hello. Hey, what's up? How are you? How's your day? If he has a post that's worthy or interesting, that he just posted that was funny or what have you, just by commenting and responding in the DM is already the insinuation that you're interested, and you continue the conversation there just like you would have if you met him at a club or you met him online. So just talk. You don't have to be extra flirtatious. Like, the insinuation's already there. I'm doing so great on time, y'all. I only got 3 questions. I might actually get through it. My 38-year-old boyfriend lacks relationship experience and is frustrating teaching. Be patient or run. My 38-year-old boyfriend lacks relationship experience and it's frustrating teaching. Be patient or run. What do you have to teach? It depends on what you got to teach. It depends on how much time there's in that you guys have in. It depends on, is he a good person at heart? If you believe that he is a good man, he is a good person at heart, that you share similar goals and values, and there are just some relationship kinks that he's unaware of due to lack of experience and not because he's a jerk, then teach. But I would need to know more about what you feel like you've been teaching in order to truly answer that question. But again, is he a good person? Do you share similar goals and values? For the most part, my quick answer would be teach. But I'd also need to know, what is it that's lacking that you feel that you need to teach? Okay? Can you teach an old dog new tricks? I think so. I think, human beings are evolved enough where we can teach each other new tricks and we'll be fine, especially if this person wants to be with you. Like, if I have a desire to be with you, I'm going to learn the new trick because the new trick makes you happy and I want to make you happy because I love you, right? So again, it depends on how long y'all been in, what exactly is the teaching. But my general rules are, is the person a good human being? Do you share similar goals and values? If those things are checked off, then I would make the effort to make things work. Relatively speaking, we don't have enough context, okay? All right, I have 3 minutes and I think I have 1 question left, which is amazing. I'm so impressed with myself that I got through all of these. Why are some men so timid, nonchalant, or lacking affection? Is it daddy issues or is he shy? I don't know. I don't know these some men. So my impression is that if there's a gentleman that you've met that you're romantically interested in and he is behaving nonchalant, it's because he's nonchalant about you. He just may not be interested in you in the same way or in the same level that you're interested in him. My impression is that if there's a gentleman who's interested in you romantically, he will not behave in a nonchalant way. Or if you are interested in the man, he's interested in you, and he is emotionally prepared to be invested, then he wouldn't be behaving in a nonchalant way. So my impression would be that perhaps the gentlemen that you're meeting are just not interested in you in the same level or prepared to invest in you in the same level that you're prepared to potentially invest in them. That's what the case may be. To put it bluntly, they may just not like you. Which, guess what? That is okay. Like, we really as ladies have to be okay with not being everyone's cup of tea. I am not everybody's cup of tea. Not. And it is okay. Like, I am a cup of tea for who I need to be, for my friends, for my family, for my husband. So they just might not be into you, which is okay. Because guess what? Women, we reject men 24/7. If you are from New York City and have walked to any train, have been on any dollar van, sit at any bus, man, in my teens and 24 hours driving, I rejected at least, I'm not even trying to be cocky, at least a dozen men a day. We reject people willy-nilly. So guess what? Sometimes we get semi-rejected. Maybe they just not, giving it to us straight, which is okay. But if a guy's into you, he's going to be into you. All right, beautiful people, I have 1 minute and I'm going to go inside for my session so that I have full quiet because people paid their money and I want to give them the attention that they deserve. Not that y'all don't deserve attention, but, I want to soak in some extra sun. Love y'all. I will see you next week, every Wednesday, live Q&A. You can text the word align to 888. So let me put it in the comments. 900-5447. Text the word align if you want to get alerts of when I go live and when I have free resources and discounts off of my stuff. Love y'all. Have a good day. Bye.